Hello, Sunny Hill, and welcome to this new week of our Take 5 Bible reading plan. I'm Dan, and this week I have the privilege of taking you through the first 9 chapters of the book of Proverbs. And I figured that as good a place as any really to get started would be to just get an understanding of, firstly, what a proverb is, secondly, where and from whom they came from, thirdly, what is the purpose of a proverb, and then lastly, what can we expect to gain from reading the book of Proverbs? So what is a proverb? Well, a proverb is a short and clever saying that offers wisdom. Now, by definition, they come from wise and thoughtful people, and it's like they're sharing their insights of their lives, and they put them into these sayings and proverbs. And right at the start of the book, we read, these are the Proverbs of Solomon, David's son, king of Israel. So straight away, we know that the author and where Proverbs came from is King Solomon. And then in verse 2, it goes on to say their purpose is to teach people wisdom and discipline, to help them understand the insights of the wise. Their purpose is to teach people to live disciplined and successful lives, to help them do what is right, just, and fair. So that just gives a little bit of an introduction. And then as you go through the first chapters, you can look at them as being like lessons written from a father to his son, and Solomon being that father. And I just wanted to get an understanding of how it was that he came about to be this really wise character, arguably the wisest character in all of ancient history. And if we turn back in the Old Testament to 1 Kings chapter 3, we see how it came about. In verse 5, it reads, that night the Lord appeared to Solomon in a dream, and God said, what do you want? Ask, and I will give it to you. I mean, wow, imagine the Lord coming to you and just saying, what do you want? I will give it to you. See, I'd be hard pushed not to be thinking a new car, a private jet, a holiday home in Mauritius, loads of money in the bank. But no, I think Solomon, he showed a certain degree of wisdom that he had to start off with in his answer. And if we skip on a little bit to verse 9, we read Solomon's response to God. So Solomon says, give me an understanding heart, so that I can govern your people well and know the difference between right and wrong, for who by himself is able to govern this great people of yours? I mean, that really is just a brilliant answer, isn't it? And you can be sure that that is exactly the answer that God was hoping that Solomon was going to give him. Because then if you go on in verse 10, you hear the Lord's response to Solomon. The Lord was pleased that Solomon had asked for wisdom. So God replied, because you have asked for wisdom in governing my people with justice, and have not asked for a long life or wealth or the death of your enemies, I will give you what you asked for. I will give you a wise and understanding heart, such as no one else has had or will ever have. And then this is interesting. In verse 13 it reads, and I will also give you what you did not ask for, riches and fame. No other king in the world will be compared to you for the rest of your life. So that just goes to show that Solomon gave the right answer. He sought this wisdom, that a gift from God. He didn't ask for material things, and actually the Lord rewarded him for that. He said, yep, sure, here you go. Here's the wisdom. I'm going to make you like the wisest man ever, but I'm also going to bless you with all these other things as well. And this kind of just brings me on to the last thing that I just wanted to mention, and that is what we can expect to gain from reading the book of Proverbs. Well, guys, the good news is that this wisdom that God blessed Solomon with is also available to us. We just need to ask God for it, and he will freely give it to us. And this is backed up in a couple of other verses I want to quickly share with you. And the first one is in James, and it's chapter 1 and verse 5, and it reads, if you need wisdom, ask our generous God, and he will give it to you. He will not rebuke you for asking. So he's just saying, just ask me for the wisdom, guys. And then again, in Matthew, we read in chapter 6, verse 33, and this is Jesus talking. He says, seek the kingdom of God above all else and live righteously, and he will give you everything you need. And this is exactly what we've seen with Solomon. You know, he's sought God's wisdom to live a righteous life, and God has just blessed him with all these other things as well. And I just think that, you know, we need to apply this into our lives and just ask God for wisdom and just trust that he is then going to just go on and bless us with all the other stuff as well. So guys, I hope that this has blessed you. I hope that you will go away and just really meditate on you know, what we can gain from the book of Proverbs. And I hope you all have a great day, and I will see you again tomorrow. See you guys.